Hey guys, Simon here from A Crystal Affair. I am just doing a video I'm wanting to do a video on how to pick the right crystal for you. We get this question a lot on our Facebook and on our social media is, how do I pick the right crystal for me? Or like, people can get into overwhelm when they're trying to choose a crystal for themselves for whatever reason it is. And they sometimes they struggle to pick which crystal is going to work for them. So I'm creating this video, and of course, as just 2 minutes before I go to create it, the guy starts chopping the gardens down next door. So it's just a rule of thumb, is when you want to actually do a video, then you need some background noise. So basically, when I'm choosing a crystal for myself, whether it's to wear or it's to buy, what I will do is I will start like just tuning into the energy of the crystal, and I will ask some questions of the crystal, and I will also do some muscle testing, and I'm going to give you guys the tools to do this, and they're super simple and they really work. They're really freaking awesome. Because sometimes we can get stuck in our heads when we're trying to actually choose a crystal. Hey guys, when we're trying to pick a crystal, we can get a little bit into our heads. So this actually allows us to take us out of our minds and actually allow our body to choose what crystal it would like to work with, and allow the crystal to also contribute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys the tools, and I'm also going to show you how to do it. So what I do is when I'm asking the crystals, sometimes I'll have a couple of crystals in front of me. So I'm just going to show you guys the crystals that I've got in front of me. So I've got a beautiful clear quartz wand, pyrite, some kyanite, clear quartz points, selenite wand, there's a bit of kyanite more, and then there's mookaite. Oh, that's red jasper, and that's rose quartz. And then what I will do is I will ask the crystals. I'm like, okay, crystals, so which one would like to work with me? A lot of people have ideas about what they want to use their crystals for, and they're like, okay, today I need an extra protection or whatever. What I like to do with that is, if you have an awareness of what you would like to do with your crystals, but you aren't sure which ones can do it, or even like what happens sometimes is, like, if you might be saying, oh shit, I feel like I need extra protection right now, but then you're drawn to a completely different crystal. So the important thing is that we work in an energetic world, and if you can follow your intuition and follow the energy of like what you're more energetically aware of than what you're cognitively think you should buy, because there's a lot of information out there about, like, if you need a crystal for protection, then work with black tourmaline or pyrite or whatever it is. But a lot of the time the crystals are energetic, so it's actually like taking your head out of the equation and taking everyone else's thoughts about what is going to work for you, and actually allowing the crystals to contribute to you. And if you guys got any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. So what I like to do is, I just like to tune into all the crystals and go, okay, which crystal would like to contribute to me? Which would like to work with me? This is probably more for when you want to carry a crystal on you for the day. What crystal would like to work with me? What would like to contribute to me? And then there's a question that you can ask is, when you're going to buy a crystal, a lot of the time when we've done our pop-up shops, people come along and they've got like a tray full of crystals, and they're like, I don't know which one to buy. I normally go with buy them all, just because they're crystals. But basically, if you do have a certain budget, or you're just like, hey, I'm trying to choose between these two smoky quartz, I'm trying to choose between these two clear quartz, or whatever it is. So what I like to do is, I allow myself to just close my eyes for a minute, or even do this with your eyes open. But what you can do is you expand your energy out as far as it can go, and you guys are welcome to do this with me now. Expand your energy out as far as you can go, because when you get into your head and when you start thinking about things, that's when you contract your energy. So what you want to do is expand out, and keep expanding your energy out as far as it can go. Make it the size of your house, make it the size of your state, the size of your country, the size of the planet, the size of the universe. And then what you're going to do is, I'm going to change the camera is you're going to so have the crystals either in your hand or if you're buying them from our website or whatever it is, but basically just have the crystals there and then ask the crystals which would like to contribute more to you. Yeah, so, and then go with what you're sensing. So maybe it's that one that would like to contribute to you. So you want to ask a question of the crystals, hey, which would like to contribute to me? You ask contribute because that means that they get to like contribute their energy. Because if you ask a question, a lot of the time, if you ask a question like, hey, which crystal would like to go if you're looking, sorry, I'm just going to put my camera back here. So if you're looking for a crystal for protection, or if you're looking for a crystal that's actually going to help you make money or whatever it is, so ask, okay, crystal, which crystal would like to make me money here? Which crystal would like to lend its energy to protecting me? Which crystal would like to ground me? Which crystal would like to energize me? And then allow yourself to receive that. And if you start going into your head again, just allow yourself to expand out. But the thing with awareness and intuition is like, it's like that. If I ask you, when you intuitively know something, it happens like that. It's when you start thinking about things that's when you can get into your head. So what you need to do is, what would work is actually go with whatever you get straight away, straight off the bat. Don't start thinking about it. But if you do start going into that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you another tool. Is what you can do is you can hold the crystal. And this is a kinesiology thing, but it works for crystals too. It works really well for crystals. So I'm just going to, sorry, I'm showing you the messy office that I'm in. So what we do is I like to hold the crystal. I'm going to put my 2 feet together because I only have 2 feet. I'm going to put my feet together like this. I'm just going to stand up. I'm going to hold the crystal in my hand and I'm going to ask, and this is called muscle testing. So I'm going to ask my body to show me an indication for yes. And you guys can do it with me now if you like. So show me an indication for yes, and my body moves forwards. I kind of need to show you guys. But if I say show me an indication for yes, I lean forwards. And I'll go body show me an indication for no, I end up leaning backwards. And that's not me pushing my body to do that. That's actually my body just showing me, hey, this is a yes and this is a no. Sorry, my hands are a bit shaky on the camera. So what you do is then you ask, okay, which crystal would like to contribute to me? Or which crystal is going to make me money? Or whatever you're asking for. But then you put your feet together like this. Whoop, that's not a great angle. You put your feet together like that, and you'll hold the crystal. And you'll just basically go, okay, which crystal would like to contribute to me? Now, I'm moving sideways. So a sideways motion can be sorry about the background noise. A sideways motion can mean that that's a maybe. You might get that if your body wants you to move, if you start moving backwards for a yes and forwards for a no, it doesn't really matter. But it's actually just ask the question, body, show me an indication for a yes, show me an indication for a no. Now I'm holding these crystals and I'm going, body, awesome, thanks Amber. Body, show me an indication for a yes. Now my body is leaning forward. You guys can't see that, but I nearly fell over. So that's one of the best ways that you can actually get super clear with, okay, if you can hold the crystals and and then allow your body to kind of fall for and ask it to show you a yes, ask it to show you a no. If anyone's got any questions about that, please feel free to ask me in the comments. Also, and then another way to do it is really what I like to do as well is I like to use this tool of, oh my God, I almost forgot what the tool is. yeah, we use this tool in Access Consciousness, which is called the light and the heavy tool. Now, if something's right for you and it's going to contribute to you creating your life and to creating, like, you know, increasing your energy, increasing your awareness, and that's like good for your soul, it's going to be a light energy. Like playing with crystals is a light energy. When you think about crystals, you're like, oh, I love crystals. So that's that lightness that we talk about. And then the heaviness, a heavy feeling or a heavy energy is something that's not actually going to contribute to you. That's like more better, for the better lack of words, is like more negative, or it's just not really going to be, it's not what's light for you. It's like, you know, when you're walking around at night and you kind of get this heavy feeling not to go down an alleyway or whatever it is kind of thing. So we use that tool in Access, but we also use it for everything. So what I like to do is, if you can't actually physically hold the crystal, then you can just jump on, you can like be looking at the photos on the web, on a website or whatever like that, and you can basically be like, you can ask a question, oh, if I buy this, how am I going to feel when I receive it? Or do I lighten up when I think about it, kind of thing, you know what I mean? Or do I feel like I kind of get heavier? So what I like to do with that is like, and sometimes it's a really tricky one, because a lot of the time you're like, oh, well, of course buying this crystal will lighten my world, but it won't always actually. So you actually like staying in that question and actually being like, oh, do I feel lighter? So what I like to do is, because time is not linear also, sorry, I'm jumping around a lot because I'm very ADHD, so time is not linear. So what you can do is what I like to do is I go into my awareness and I go, okay, cool. In the future, when I choose to buy this and I receive it, do I have that sense of lightness in my world? Yes or no? Okay, if it's not lighter, or if it just feels heavy, then I don't buy it. Then it just does, I'm like, okay, cool. That's just not going to contribute to me. And that doesn't mean that the crystal's full of negativity, that I'm full of negativity, whatever it is. It just means it's not the right crystal for you. And this is a really cool tool, because I actually use this in like every aspect of my life. Of like when I'm looking at, maybe if I want to buy a car, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. If I buy this, then what's going to happen? Like, do I feel lighter after I've bought it? Like I go into the future and energetically go, oh, what does this feel like to me? So, and unless I get that sense of lightness, even if it's like something where you're like, oh my God, this is so cheap. This is like, I just found a crystal and it's like 50% off or whatever. But if it doesn't give you that feeling of lightness, then learn to trust and follow that instinct and that intuition. And the more you can learn to follow your awareness with those things, the stronger it becomes, and the easier your life actually becomes. Because if you can learn to use your intuition with everything in your life is like becomes so much easier, because you start to follow the energy of everything. Like I do this with business deals. I will do this with what else? With like, even if I've got to just do like, if I've got to go out for the day and I'm like, oh, is this light or heavy? Do I feel like, and sometimes you do need to ask more questions about it. But actually, and why I'm saying is ask more questions. You're asking the universe questions about like, hey, universe, what do you get with this? Don't ask your head. Don't ask your body. Don't ask other people. Just learn to trust your awareness. If anyone's got any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments now or even afterwards. But I just wanted to make this video just to help contribute to people. I use this tool and I think it's a really brilliant tool. I use it in business. I use it in everything. But like when I'm buying crystals for my business too, I'm like, oh, does this give me a sense of lightness? Yes or no? It's just, yeah, like really, I just remember we had a customer recently like, oh, I don't know what to do. I've seen this crystal on your website and I've seen it on the other person's website. And I'm like, I've seen a different crystal that I also love on their website, and I was like, okay, like if it didn't matter which crystal, but just follow with what's going to make you feel lighter. I actually don't care with it. Well, I'd love it if people buy crystals off me, but I would rather people have that peace in their world and they get the benefit of buying the crystal that's going to, you're welcome, Amber, that's going to contribute to them and create their life and get as much healing as they can from it than for them to buy a crystal off me. So I don't really tend to put people in a direction other than what does your intuition say. So there we go. Just wanted to share that really cool tool with you guys. I am going to start doing a crystal healing class. Awesome. Thank you, Amber. And thanks for everyone for joining and listening in and just making the time. I'm going to start of next week. Well, today was the first video. I'm going to start doing at least one video a week on a Facebook Live on how to use crystals for healing. Like right now I've got a selenite wand in my hand. So I'm going to teach you guys how to use a selenite wand or a clear quartz. There's lots of different tools that I do have that I've been working with crystals for like 20 years. So I would love to just share my awareness and share my knowledge of crystals. And yeah, if you've got any questions, feel free to pop it in the comments or just message our page. And for anyone else interested too, we are also doing a Facebook Live market tomorrow night from 7 o'clock Queensland time, 7 p.m. at night, where we've got jewellery, we've got lots of new crystals that I really can't wait to show you guys. So yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. Bye.